Hey, I'm Hannah and I'm from Belvista Studios. If you haven't been following our video series, I'll just explain what we've been up to. So we have set ourselves a challenge, and this challenge is to think of new and innovative ways to design our learning solutions. And we've done this through research, through experimenting, reading books, looking at websites, looking at what other companies are doing. And something we thought of recently is how about we share with you our top tips for creating an effective e-learning course. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. Number one is to explain the intent of your learning. So rather than just giving your learner a piece of learning and not explaining to them how it's relevant to them, tell them why it's going to impact them and how is it going to improve their day-to-day life. And explain the intent at the beginning. So before the learner even starts the learning material, tell them how it is going to impact them. Whether it's going to help them with customers better, if they're going to be able to be more productive at work. Think about why they're completing the learning solution, how it's going to add value to them, and tell them from the very beginning. When you're thinking about how you're going to explain the intent, think of these questions. How is it going to make the learner's life easier? How is it going to make the learner better in their role? And how is it going to make a difference to the day-to-day life of that learner? Another great way to show your learner the intent is by incorporating realistic scenarios. So observe them in their environment, interview them, and really understand what their day-to-day life looks like. And then using this information, you can create activities that are actually going to be relevant to them. So when they're completing the activities, they can understand the intent of it and how it's going to help them in those certain situations. The second tip that we have is create challenging activities. So now that the learner knows the intent and they know why they're completing the module, give them a challenge. So rather than them just clicking through screens and looking at information, what sort of challenge can you give them that's going to make them really think and understand that their actions matter and makes a difference to their learning experience? So when you're creating a challenge, it's important to make it realistic. So think about what sort of challenges are they going to face in the real world and use this to design your challenges. And when you're designing your challenges, think about the sort of behaviours that you want your learner to portray at the end of the learning experience. So when you can think of the sort of behaviours that you would like them to have, you can incorporate that in your challenge. So have it as some options that they can select from, and yeah, allow them to really understand and see the sort of actions and behaviours that they can gain from completing the learning experience. And the third tip is to use consistent feedback. So throughout the course, make sure you tell your learner what they're doing well and what they could potentially improve on, and think about what sort of actions and behaviours you would like them to portray post the course and sort of steer them in that direction throughout the course so they know how to achieve the learning outcomes outside of that learning environment. So that's it for this blog on creating effective e-learning. I hope it's added value to you. They're definitely things that we incorporate in our learning projects, and our clients definitely tell us that it makes an impact. So thank you and have an awesome day.